Alright, so this is just going to go through the setting up of measured drawings for your guys' robot. Obviously we've been drawing this at full scale, so it should be pretty quick and easy to do this. And we're going to manipulate some of the tools so we can take some ideal measurements here. Because of the way that we're importing this as DXF and SAT files, we can't really reference anything specific other than the reference plane in the families itself. And so if you actually draw reference planes and reference lines in the families as you guys build them, then you guys can take dimensions from them. Otherwise, what I've done here is I've just used levels in here to generate something that Revit will be able to use to dimension this. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go through and show you what I did here is I dropped in and set up a new elevation view. And the way that you do that is you just go to View, Elevation, create a new elevation, and then it'll enable you to come in here and just sort of drop that in. And you'll automatically see that populate. If it doesn't give you the view that you want, if you select the square box, you can toggle on and off the views that you want, and so with that check mark. So we come over here, you can see that. So we come over here, we can double click. If I hit Control Tab to cycle back, you can see that the clipping plane on this doesn't actually show anything in the robot. And so if we come over here and then double click, you can see that we see the robot here. And we can pull that up. And I'll go through and I'm just going to set up our annotations here, and we're going to go ahead and actually dimension this out. Okay, and so if I select this, I'm going to just pull these back so that way we can free this up for our dimensioning tools. Okay. Alright, so I've gone through and created levels. These guys are free and independent, so I just eyeballed this. You can see I'm close, but 47.6 inches. That gets us in the range of where we want. We have the hip height, the wrist height, knee height. You guys can go through and annotate whatever you think is actually relevant to your particular robot here. And so what we'll be able to do here is we'll be able to, one, take some elevations, but then we're also going to do some annotations on this as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just go in here. Because I have these reference guys, I can use my annotate align dimensions, and I'm going to go ahead and dimension from the ground level to the top of the robot. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and dimension each one of these guys in between. This is going to be how you properly annotate and dimension out buildings. You always have the longest dimension and then any smaller dimensions nested inside that. Okay, and so that'll give us a nice drawing. The other thing we want to do is we probably want to dimension the top. And for that, we're going to misuse the grid tools. So I'm going to use a grid, and I'm just going to go ahead and drop that in. Click and then tab. And then if I select this in here, I'm going to go ahead and toggle this switch on to create the number there, and then toggle this switch off. And then I'm going to go ahead and just set the shoulder width, and then use CO, CO, one, or we'll call this A, B. I'll just turn on caps lock so I don't have to shift. C, and D. Alright, and then we can come in here and drag those into the appropriate position. Alright, and then if we select one of these, we can, we should be able to edit how those projections work. And this is what you'd use if you were developing a floor plan showing how these particular features would be rigged up. Or sorry, if you were setting up a grid for like a column grid or something like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and also do an annotation align dimension. Show the shoulder width. And so that's going to be how you guys are going to start to set up and dimension out your robot here. Now obviously we don't have any view templates set up for this, and that's kind of making things look a little bit shabby, so let's go ahead and set up a view template for this guy so we can get these things to look nice. Let's just see what this does. We apply. Okay, so basically an architectural elevation is what's the default. Let's go ahead and duplicate that. Robot, turn on capital now, robot elevations. Okay. So we're going to go to annotations, and let's just select all the annotations. I'm going to set those to halftone. Model categories. Let's see here. Links, walls, notes. And I'm not sure why. Oh, okay. We apply that. There you go. Things will start to update, so we can start to see that that's going to punctuate itself. Let's go to model display, smooth lines, let's turn on the silhouette. Let's go wide, apply. So that's going to beef up our drawing there. Let's go ahead and shade this so we can see that. And I'm going to go ahead and just increase the transparency slightly so we can see through. Okay. I'm going to go ahead, yep, I already did the anti-aliasing. Shadows, we can come in here, it doesn't look, oh, because we're in elevation. So we'll go ahead and hit OK. And let's see here if I can think of anything else. Nope, I think that's it. So we go ahead and hit OK, and that will rig up our elevation. And then we can come down here and we can turn off the crop region view. So that would be a nice drawing for us to go ahead and place in. So we have this drawing now, and I'm going to go ahead and just move this over. And I'm going to rename this. Retrieving elevations, north and south. Alright, and actually let's call this 2.2. Sheet. Okay. Let's rename this 2.1 elevations. Okay. So if we go over here now, let's rename this. Okay. View. Alright, and then we can come over here and pull this over. Alright, and let's do our other elevation here. Let's rename this elevation side. Go ahead and just quickly do the same thing here. Okay. Architecture grid. Pull that down. Since we use letters for for the last one, I'm going to go ahead and use numbers for this, since it's going in the opposite direction of 2. Okay. And we can go ahead and just do a quick... Where is it? There it is. So things are in more places than one. Alright, and then since we already have our view template set up, just go ahead and hit apply, hit OK, and we should be able to just drop that on. And it'll automatically try and center that. Select this, and we can turn off the crop region. Okay. That's how you guys are going to start to dimension this stuff out. Alrighty.